and then I fired, and then I fired, and I missed. I missed both times. Then I fired, and I missed. This went on for several hours.
As you can tell, today we'll be reviewing the C32 bolt-action rifle. So let's get started. This weapon has a price of 6,800 K-marks, a penetration value of 10, a direct damage value of 57, that's pretty high, a reload time of 4.58 seconds, it's very long, a mag size of 4, and a projectile speed of 50,000, which equates to 500 meters per second. This weapon has a movement speed multiplier of 80%, which means you'll be moving at 80% of your total speed. This weapon also has a headshot multiplier of 1.6, meaning you would be dealing 60% extra damage when you get a headshot. This is typically low for some of the first-person shooters that I've played, and it's actually lower than the recent weapon we reviewed, the AR-55, which had a multiplier of 1.7. I assume this is for balance reasons, so you can't get one-shot headshot by a common white weapon. Moving into the range and damage maximums and minimums, you have a fall-off start of 100 meters, but it's very long, and a fall-off end at 150 meters. This thing reaches out and touches people better than any weapon in the game. And something unique to note is that the fall-off multiplier is still 1, so even at that 150 meters where your damage fall-off starts to begin, you'll still be dealing the full damage of the weapon. Which, as far as I know from the weapons we've tested so far, none of them have that quality. Currently, as it stands, there's no snipers past common quality until you get to exotic, that weapon being the kinetic arbiter, and then one more at legendary quality, which is the Karma one. So when we go into comparisons, I'm only going to be talking about the kinetic arbiter. Real quick, for the comparisons between the bolt action and the arbiter, they have the same mag size, the same damage fall off and start, the same movement speed penalty, and the same fall off multiplier, so they both deal their 100% of their damage at all ranges. Something interesting to note, however, is that the kinetic arbiter actually has a lower headshot multiplier of 1.45, so he's dealing 45% extra damage on top of that, but I think that's to make up for the fact that it has much higher penetration. It has 19 more at 29. And something unique that we're going to be talking about in this video is that fact that I'm only going to be talking mostly about headshots because it's a marksman weapon. You're going to be trying to go for headshots. However, I will include the body shots to kill in the text. Moving into shots to kill, I think this is going to be one of my shortest videos yet because the shots to kill are pretty much the same across the board. On common armor, it's going to take you 2 shots to the head. On uncommon, it's going to take you 2 shots to the head. Rare, same thing, 2 shots. Epic, 2 shots. And exotic, 2 shots to the head. The only armor that you can one-shot headshot is common tactical armor, and that is if you have a rare converter or higher on the weapon. Besides common tactical armor, converters don't matter for this weapon. You don't need one, because it's not going to change your shots to kill. You'll get more damage, but it's not going to be enough to one-shot headshot. So going over the reason why you don't need a converter, I will explain. So with a common armor with no converter, you're dealing 91.2 damage to the head. Uncommon, 93, rare, 95, and epic, 97. So you're getting close, but it's not enough to one-shot headshot. Now, you can add a converter on it because if you have, let's say, a pistol or something on backup, you'll get them extremely low by hitting them with that first shot and then moving up on them to finish them off. I believe the reason why this weapon is meta is because it does such high damage if you get a headshot, and then people move in for the kill to finish the target off before they can heal. Looking at the times to kill, it's pretty bad. It's like the worst weapon I've seen compared to its much bigger brother, the kinetic arbiter. It's close up until you get to uncommon armor, and then it's no contest. The kinetic arbiter just stomps this thing in the ground. However, the kinetic arbiter is also around 60 times more expensive than the bolt action, so spending that much, you would hope it would be better than the white common bolt action. But again, I think that's why we see it so much, because it is cheaper than the kinetic arbiter. Since this video is shorter than the others in the series, I'm going to give you guys 2 builds. A medium to long range build, or if you're crazy and want to use it short range, you go right ahead, followed up by a long range build for you. So for the medium to long range build, we're going to go with the variable 2 to 4 times scope. If you can't afford it, just build the 2 times scope. For the magazine, I'm going to choose to reload this thing faster to get more bullets in the mag faster, so we're going to go with the Epic Heavy Quick Draw Mag. For the stock on both builds, I'm going to recommend the MKM Ultralight stock. There is no muzzle on this weapon, so we're moving into the rear grip, and we're going to go with the tactical rear grip to aim down sight faster. For the foregrip, I would recommend either choosing the tactical foregrip or the quick draw foregrip. And for the converter, like I said, you don't really need one, but if you're going to put one on, I put rare or higher. For the long range build, there's only 2 attachments that are going to change, your optic and your magazine. For the optic, I would recommend going with the highest magnification you can afford or craft. Just be aware that above 2 times, you will start getting a scope glare, where people can see the glint of your sniper scope when you aim on sight. For the magazine, I would still recommend the quick draw mag that I recommended before. However, The extended also comes into play here because at the longer ranges you'll need more shots before your target leaves your sight picture and you lose the target. So pick your favorite here. My opinions on this weapon are that it is an extremely good weapon, and I think the reason we don't see a weapon in between common and exotic for the sniper category is that I think it would be hard to balance in between those categories, and I think it's easier to have a harder hitting sniper rifle at the higher qualities than it is to try and get one in between there. I think we can all agree that while moving through a field, getting a collect call from 1-800 head eyes is not something we all enjoy. That being said, if you made it this far, you're obviously enjoying the Psycho content. Be sure to consider subscribing and hitting the like button, and let me know in the comments below which weapon you're excited to see next. And at the top right, you'll see the previous video for the AR-55. Have a good day, everybody.